to Biz Chicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. We're here because we are talking about happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu today. And we are excited to have her in the studio. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to bring her up. Just a moment. Let me see if I can get this done. Okay. All right, so I want to start the show out today with a little presentation. It's Black History Month, and I wanted to talk about one of the heroes of medicine in Black history. So let me share my screen. If you will, this hidden figure of Black medical history is Dr. Rebecca L. Crumpler. Uh-huh. Dr. Crumpler was born in 1831 in Delaware. She was raised by an aunt in Pennsylvania. She worked as a nurse for 18 years, and through that, she gained some valuable clinical experience. She's recognized in medicine because it was her true calling despite all the barriers. She broke every barrier. First of all, she was accepted to the New England Female Medical College in 1860. She studied amid the Civil War turmoil and racial discrimination. She graduated in 1864 as the first Black woman physician in America. So she dedicated her practice to treating formerly enslaved women and children in the post Civil War South. So she basically provided care to those who were locked out of the care system. She had the first medical text written by an African American author. She published that in 1883. Her focus was women and children and making medicine accessible by writing her journal in plain language so that um, what would you say, the laypersons, the families, and the caregivers could actually use her journal to treat their family members. So here's her legacy. She was the first pioneer physician. She spent 8 years as a nurse, and she published the first medical book by a Black author in America. She had a triple threat: racial discrimination, gender barriers, and limited educational access. Hmm. Some of the things that she faced were white physicians and pharmacists often refused to fill her prescriptions. But despite hostility, she never wavered from her commitment to serve. Her story matters because she opened doors for Black women in medicine. She pioneered the focus on underserved communities and maternal health. Her perseverance demonstrated that excellence transcends systematic barriers, and she left a written legacy preserving medical knowledge for future generations. And her impact continues to today. So, healing is leadership. Those who are able to do the most in this world are those who have suffered the most. And that's a quote from Dr. Rebecca L. Crumpler. Her legacy reminds us that healing communities requires more medical skill and moral courage. So I hope that you are able to enjoy that. And now let me bring Robin to the stage. Good morning, Robin. How are you this morning?
Fine, thank you, Teralina. Boy,
Good.
that was great. Thank you for sharing that.
You know, the,
Amazing.
it's amazing what we don't know, right?
I didn't know
Uh,
that. And the first medical book.
the first medical book by a African American was written by a African American
Right.
woman physician.
For women and for children, just what we needed. It's,
Exactly.
oh my gosh, that's just Inspiring.
underserved communities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So here we are talking about happy, healthy habits. What
Yes.
do you have for us today?
Well, I actually, well,
Maureen is in the studio. I want you to know that.
Maureen's in the studio. Yay!
Yes.
Thank you, Maureen. Let me just go ahead and introduce Maureen because that was a really nice way of starting the program, Taraline. If that's okay, we'll just save the habit
That's
for
fine.
next week.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm excited to introduce Maureen Stevenson to the audience. We're always excited to see her. So Maureen has a very short mission statement. I'll read it to the audience. Maureen Stevenson, her mission is empowering women in middle age who are navigating life's changes and shifting their self-narratives, guiding them to embrace their bodies and rewrite their stories, thrive with resilience and confidence, and with vibrant authenticity. And so with that, let's bring on Maureen. She's got a husband, which is a full-time job, a daughter, and a big, big doggy. Hi, Maureen. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Nice to see you.
Good
guys.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning to your audience. Thank you for the privilege of having me here.
We always love seeing you.
Thank you.
So, what is our topic today, Maureen?
So my topic today, I am in this fully disclosure in postmenopausal relationship right now with
As
my
we all
body.
are.
So I am going to talk why food hit differently after menopause or postmenopause, and here is why. And
Good.
so the purpose of this talk is designed to understand why digestion, appetite, and food tolerance change after menopause without fear, without shame, or without restriction. The goal here is to educate, to make reassurance, and for empowerment. Please, if you're listening, follow your doctor's advice. This is just something that works for me. And so, by acknowledging the confusion many women experience, as our bodies change, like I was like, for the last 2 years, I'm trying to feel like a human again. And I'll be like, I don't know where Maureen went, because postmenopause comes and it just shifts my dimension. It just shifts my body. And for me, I had a lot of heart palpitation, like crazy heart palpitation that leaves me like sitting on the couch.
Really?
And yeah, and so for the last 2 years, I've been having every test that you could design in the healthcare system. And all of them coming back normal, because it's not a test problem, it's a cell problem. It's an internal cell problem, and it's the body's changing. And so for me, I started to experience like a lot of digestive issues. And then as a health coach and a hormonal health coach, I had to go back to the books. And so while doing a lot of research, I acknowledged that the body has changed. I'm now in a 56-year-old body driving on a faster freeway. And so I have to incorporate the food that works. And so the body it feels like it's broken, right? I just acknowledge that it feels like I'm not a human being again, because those feelings, but it is actually communicating. So instead of looking at that, I started to reframe it like, oh, this body is communicating to me. And so as estrogen and progesterone shift in the body, our stomach emptying slowly, and enzyme production decrease, right? So food move more slowly through the digestive system, especially dense food, dense hard food. So the slowdown basically is to protect, it's not a problem, but it requires adjustment.
Okay.
It requires that adjustment, and it requires us spending time with ourselves and spending time. For me, one thing that helped me was that I started to journal. And I started to journal my symptoms. Like, when does these symptoms happen? And so for me, I was like at lunchtime, I used to do the buffet at lunch. And so I used to do like a lot of onion because I want my immune system to be up there. So I've been like, oh, I get the red onion, I get the white onion, and I get the all the onions. And then I remember when I come home or when I'm finished, I'm total like, oh my God, I can't, my stomach is burning, everything burning. And then I started to journal, and then I'm like, oh, this is the culprit, right? So it's not that I cannot eat onion, but when I eat onion, I have to saute them, right? I
Mm.
have to break them down because now I'm asking my stomach to do what the stove is supposed to do, right? And
Mhm.
so, yes, so the stomach started to work as your stove, and then it's harder to digest these things. But if
Oh,
you, yes, if you put a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of good fat on the stove and saute the onions, now your stomach is able, my stomach was able to start processing them. So
mm.
one tip I would say, think about that. Also, when the food is cold, like your
Yes.
stomach works harder. And
Mm.
so I have to incorporate like soft food in my diet. And
I did
so,
not know that,
yes,
Maureen, that the
yes,
temperature makes a difference.
yes, the temperature definitely makes a difference. Also, the texture makes a difference. When I
Mm.
was growing up as a little girl, I always see my mom them use porridge, like they make these soft porridge, and they used to give it to when people have newborn babies,
Mhm.
and so they didn't eat out of a jar. They get the porridge and they put the grater it or they blend it or whatever they did with it that time, your ancestors, and then they boil it and they give it to the kids. And they
Yes.
always said it makes the immune system of the baby more resilient, and it's
Oh.
also um, easy on digestion. And one thing, it has like the prebiotic fiber, to make the stomach. And then I was like, now in postmenopausal, I was like, oh my God, this so makes sense, right? Since I started learning about probiotic, prebiotic, and what that does. So for me, what I did was just go back to my ancestors' roots, and I literally start in the morning. I get up and I literally start making porridge, and so
Okay.
yeah, I start making oatmeal and green banana porridge or plantain porridge, and I first make the blender absorb do most of the work, like parade it and blend it in the blender. And so when it goes to my digestive system, it's just easy on my digestive system. So my digestive system doesn't have to work overtime, and it doesn't have to work hard to break down what the stove needed to do. And
Ah.
so, yeah, when I went back to my doctor, he was like, oh, what did you do? You come in so happy and stuff like that. And I was like telling him, and it was like, it makes so much sense because there's a gas cost bloating. And if you gas have two-way of coming out, it's either going to exit down or is it going to come back up.
Uh-huh.
And so when you sit those heavy food in your stomach, they stay in there and fermented. And then
Mm.
the fermentants process start, and then it become gas, and then you become heavy, and then you become bloated, and then all these other things. So when I talked about food as medicine, for me it's like a really personal thing for me, because when you know. And so I recommend that if you're here and you're listening this on the replay, just spend some time with yourself. Like, I know we all, it's coming up to Valentine's and we all want to give love, but I would say give it to yourself first. Know your symptoms, document them, know when this happened, know when that happened, know what when I eat what, what
Yes.
happened when I eat what, and how do I feel when I eat what. And so then food becomes something that you don't restrict, you don't diet. It becomes you're in a partnership. It becomes you're in a relationship. It's a relationship that these symptoms are here in our body. But how do I make the relationship and the connection so that we can survive? We can all thrive in the same lane. And we don't have any big accident on the freeway, which is our body. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so when food sits longer in your stomach and intestinal longer, this can lead to, as I said, fermentation. Then it turns into gas. Then it turns into bloating. Then it turns into that heavy pressure. Then it comes into discomfort.
Mm.
That's me. And most of women, our problem is
The
you
tummy.
know,
Yes.
across here,
Yes.
the beautiful.
Reproductive system.
The beautiful, and it's most women's problem. So
Hmm.
um, bloating, if you can let your body digest food longer. And one of the things that I did was started to eat my heavy meal earlier. Like, I have a great big lunch because at that time I'm moving around. I can
Yes.
walk and I can process, right? And so
Yes.
in the evening I started to cook my dinner in a blender, right?
Mm.
So when I
Makes
go
sense.
to bed, I can sleep. My body doesn't have to be cooking the food and the fire in my stomach at that time of the night, right?
And this
So,
makes sense.
so okay, I see
Okay,
Robin.
you're muted, Robin.
I have a question on that, Maureen. So you eat your main meal during the day, and then at night you make yourself a smoothie, like a protein shake or something?
It's not just a protein shake. It's more than a protein shake. It's a meal. So
Uh-huh.
you can have a protein shake, which is light, and that's okay. And then you can have a meal. You can make a meal in your blender on the stove, and that consists of good fat, protein, great carbohydrates. Those things. So you incorporate those things. It's literally a meal, but this time it's breakdown so that the body can digest it. Because most
Okay.
time when people eat, we go to sleep, right? Or
Right.
we're going to bed, or that thing.
Or we're close to bedtime. Yes.
Yeah, or we're close to bedtime,
I
or we're
have.
close to sitting.
We're close to what? Sitting.
Yes, after that, most people sit and watch TV or
True.
winding down. Yes.
Yes. So my question is, you said it needs to be warm. When you put your food in the blender, is it food? Is it what temperature is it? Room temperature? Have you heated it up and then
No,
now
so
you're breaking it down?
So one of the triggers for me was like really cold food or cold beverages. So I do room temperature.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
so sometimes, like if you do the blender, like if there have so many settings on them now,
Yes,
where
they
the
do.
blender can actually warm the food for you if you run it a
Oh
little bit.
wow.
Yeah, it warms the food if you so
I need a new blender.
te- te- yeah, technology is here, and
Mhm.
so much about technology than I do. But the thing is to embrace technology in a way that it helps us.
Yes.
And so when it was ordered for my grand generation, like they have to grate and stuff like that, we just have to put it and push a button. And most people can do that if you
Yes.
have the time. And I think one of the things that robbed us of that is the time and our busyness. But these
Hmm.
symptoms are not, they don't care if you're busy or not. They just show up and they just like live here. And I'm like, what? This is my body crap. I got to get a little bit of, back out of it. So,
Can, I I hate to keep interrupting you. Can you give us an idea of what a typical meal would look like in terms of ingredients that go in that blender?
so
What do you do? Just a quick one. We don't what
yeah, just kind of remember that I tell women that you are an individual. So remember that bioavailable and bio individual, it's you. What
Mhm.
might works for me might totally not work for
True.
you. And
Right.
actually, remember that these are what's on your tongue, your taste bud, and you might have a different taste bud than I am, and you have to work yourself up there. But
Okay.
I kind of use like nut butter.
Okay.
My good fat would be probably avocado, um,
Mm.
for my digestion, I might use some papaya, and for parasites in my gut, I might put a little bit of papaya seeds in it. I might do my collagen peptide, I might do a little bit of oatmeal, because to put the oatmeal in it to make it a more thicker consistency that you have a meal. Or you can even put that in it and then make it into a bowl. Like take it up, make it into a bowl. And for me, because I want to go to bed at night, so I top it up with cherry. Like because cherry have melatonin in it and it makes you go to bed. So that could be my what do you call it? You put it on top, your toppings
Garnish.
on it. Your garnish, right? And I would use like my probiotic, I would use my yogurt, and then I would use some, seeds, maybe pumpkin seeds, or sometimes a mixture of different seed. I'll use my chia, and then I would use my, again, you can have the chia mixed differently, and then you put it in there. So just a combination of different things. I might use a banana, just different.
Do you soak your chia seeds before you use them?
No, not for me, but if I'm going to make a meal with it, like it has other stuff in it, I'll soak it overnight. Okay. You can soak it overnight. You can see what works for you. But I use like the little ones that grind it down, and then I might use, for my digestion, I might use some fennel seeds, just different things. I might use kumnan. And so that makes it into more than just a protein smoothie where I put some protein in it and stuff like that. So I consciously make it into a meal, and then topping it, you can make it into a thicker consistency. As I said, make it into a bowl, get a spoon and go sit down, take your bath, and then luxuriate, and then go to bed. And then some of the things too, like wear nice things to bed that feels good on your body.
Yes.
And like some of us, we're coming from an environment where we get beat up in the day at work, and we have so many other people's stuff in our head. A nice thing that hugs you, like, oh Jesus, and the clothes can have feelings into them. You can put feelings into your clothes too, and make them hug you. So it's a ritual that like, oh, I'm going to bed. This is how I want to feel. This is how I want to wake up. And so the body is very intelligent, and sometimes it just asks us to be a little bit creative and a little bit still for a little bit so we can get to know it.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry to keep interrupting. Go ahead.
So anyway, those are some of the things that work for me. And then as I talk to women all the time, and I talk to them about their languages to their bodies. So we want to avoid word, like diet, restriction, control. Nobody likes to be controlled. Nobody. I swear, nobody. And then failure. Those are the words that we want to avoid. Nobody, failure. You don't want to think about failure when you're going to bed. And then use word as partnership, timing, nourishment, cooperation, kindness. Those are the things that psychologically will help you when you go to bed and sleep and wake up and get the deep restorative sleep that the body needs to get out in this unkind world and to travel through. And so, I would say in closing and in reflection, I wanted your listeners to just release the self-blame, just release them, just go and begin to listen, begin a listening thing with yourself. Encourage them to ask questions. I ended question from them, from their diet or from their body and what no longer served you. Because I used to eat pepper. I'm a Jamaican, I'm spicy. And now I'm like pepper, like, okay, girl, your pepper days are over. Like your spicy days are over. This is we're traveling through a different body, a different stage, and I'm like, I don't like you, but I hear you, right? Because I'm the one who's gonna feel the pain afterwards, right? And
Yes.
so to my body right now, remind that digestion slows
Dr.
down.
Yes,
Remind,
Dr. Pachi says no more spicy days. Good
Yeah.
yeah,
morning, Dr. Pachi.
yeah, and let the body feel respected. Let the body feel safe. So much
Yes.
of our food choices just shame the body, and
Mm,
nobody wants to work for you if you're shaming them, and that is included the body, right? And so
mm,
you have that's how I live. That's how I transition through this world. So that the body can carry you through the many seasons that we're asking it to carry us through. And just this is just one simple question, to ask, and can we just have a new conversation with the body? Sometimes that's all it needs. It needs a conversation. It needs for you to respect it. It
Yeah.
needs for you to respect it timing. It you know, it just it's very very intelligent, and I swear if you give it the respect that it deserves, it will give you the joy that you're looking for in it despite the symptoms. Because
Mhm.
I mean, if I don't tell anybody what happened to me for the last 2 years, nobody knows, because I just try to respect my body. I just try to live and find that joy, so that
a
the
joy.
world need that the world needs that light, and the world needs that shaming to go, and the dieting that shames us all the time and tell us that we're not enough, and you don't have to diet if you listen to your body, because it would tell you the things to cut out. It just tells me to cut out onion, because onion makes me uncomfortable. It just said that
Okay.
that form no longer work for you. But here's a gentler form. You can break it down into some fat on the stove and let the stove do its work, and then the body will digest it, and you will get ease. And isn't it what I want to find in my body? Ease and peace and calm and
I love
resilience.
that. I think we're all striving for peace and calm in our body. So, Maureen, where can we find you online? I have your body shop
Yeah,
here.
I am on Facebook as Maureen Stevenson, and I started an inner circle.
Sorry, sorry.
Okay.
And I
So,
started an inner circle on Facebook group as Maureen Stevenson, the inner circle, and
okay.
it's a private group if you want to come in. I cooked in there. I talked about menopause. I talked about fashion. I'm over now on TikTok doing more live with my recipe, and starting to talk about that, because for me, I think that's important to talk about, and to talk about all these other stuff that
Okay.
in a different language, and to find a relationship, to be in a committed relationship with my body. And yeah, so I'm all over the place. If you find me, I'm loud, I'm bright. If you
We,
see somebody who have
fine closet. We have.
clothes on, it's probably me.
All right. Well, we're excited to have you today, and we just want to thank you so much for stopping by and sharing with us that our body has different stages, and we need to pay attention to how it is handling our food journey. Thank you so much, and we look
I
forward
hope,
to hearing from you again.
I hope this was helpful, but this is just me and sharing my story.
I think
Remember,
it was more than helpful, Maureen, because it gave us a chance to talk about what's going on in our bodies.
yeah,
You know, like one day you can eat something and the next day you can't.
it's like the car on the road. Like we have these cars, right? And then they'd be
Hmm.
like, "Oh, the injector is clogged," and you have to unclog it before you go. And it's same as the body. It's just that it needs maintenance. A lot of us do not maintain our bodies. We just like expect it to work on low maintenance, and it really needs the fuel to fuel it so that it can work. Because we can't control the symptoms. who would love to control them? Me, because I don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're here. And since my body has changed and my hormones are changed, then I just have to meet it, and I have to be in a committed partnership relationship with it to know that, things change. And
Things change. You need to say that. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Remember to follow your doctor's advice. This is just Mo and the Queen Girl take on things. So I'm not the expert. You and your body and your doctors is. So bye.
Bye-bye, Marie.
That was really great because, what she's telling us is just to listen to our body and stop, just, pay attention. And we don't. We just keep going.
You know what else? She talked about what our guest talked about the other week, journaling. She said she needs a food journal so then she can identify. So you have to become a food detective. If something is not working well, what did I eat? What did I have the last time?
Exactly.
When did this start? Yeah.
And the reminder that we are not the same people as we were 10 years ago or 20 years ago, right? So this was really timely for me in particular. It's great.
And Dr. Tachi said, great information, Maureen. Thank you so much. How nice. It is. And, those of us who have the most need and have the most experience, it's just a blessing to have them come and share how they have navigated that and how we can navigate it should we come across it. So I appreciate everything that she pours out into us.
Yes, we love
what do we have coming up?
So next week, Linus Woods Mullins will be with us. And then rounding out the month, Joe Weston will be with us at the end of February. So
this is a great month. This is the month of love. I want to remind everybody that it is a time to celebrate your history, to celebrate the things that are going on in your life, and just, if nothing else, take time out to be grateful.
Yes. You see my shirt?
Know what to say. Gratitude. Oh my goodness.
I bought this at the church when we were at one of your events.
Oh, okay. One of the vendors had it.
It's one of my favorite shirts.
Yeah, because gratitude will cheer you up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just when you stop looking at what you don't have, and look at what you do have. If you woke up, there's peace, there's joy, there's another sunrise, another opportunity.
It's
if you didn't get a call in the middle of the night, Dr. Tachi says she loves the sweatshirt.
Thank you.
Yep. So we look forward to all these fabulous contributors that you find for us. And we want to thank you, Robin, for your faithfulness and for your due diligence to find us these wonderful women who have been able to come and pour into us here at Biz Chicks. Guys, we'll see you soon. Tomorrow we'll be talking with the Tech Divas. We'll be talking tech in easy to understand ways. So don't be scared. Come on in. And also you can always find us over there on our YouTube channel at bizchicks.net. You can join our Biz Chicks group. Also, we'd love for you to join our community by simply texting biz to 33777. We'd love to share with our community what it is you do and how you serve. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Thank you again, Robin. Thank for all of you watching live and on the replay, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.